rio Chaporá, juntamente com outros rios de Goa, constituem como que o coração da economia de Goa. Graças a uma extensa rede de canais e de estuários, já no século XVI, quando os portugueses aqui chegaram, este pequenino território constitui um importante entreposto de comércio. Hoje, as águas destes rios não só são importantes para a agricultura e para a pesca, como também para a exploração mineira e para o turismo, principalmente os casinos. Praticamente toda a economia de Goa gera-se à volta dos rios. Os dois maiores rios são o Mandovi e o Zoari, que sozinhos recebem 69% da água da chuva e dão abrigo ainda a 50% da economia de Goa.
Actually, Goa is full of rivers and the estuaries. It's a beautiful place where we have on the eastern side the mountains, the Western Ghats, and the Arabian Sea to the western side, and in between this beautiful land is full of rivers and estuaries. There is river Terekon, there is river Shapura, Mandvi, Zuari, Sal, Tolpon, and Galjibak. These are the main rivers. Total area is Goa is around 3,000. Out of this river out of this 3,000, catchment area of the river is 1,500. So almost half of it.
Goan rivers are like the veins of Goan economy. Would you like to comment on that?
Prior to liberation, the economy was based on the rivers. Everything was around the rivers. For example, the capital of Goa was on a river. It's because it was possible for the trade to take place. And even the trade from Arbastan, Arabian horses were brought at Old Goa. And people who were owning the fields and people who were owning the ships were considered as rich people. And the trade is to take place. Apart from the trade and the water for the agriculture, these rivers were very much useful for giving production of horticulture, and we used to have it as a tourism center, because even the tourist places and the temples are situated on the river lines. Apart from these rivers, we have got lakes, and these lakes are near every temple. That means the water plays important role not only in the economy of Goans, but also it has a cultural aspect. We have got fishing because of rivers. We have got tourism because of rivers. We have got drinking water because of these rivers. We have got agriculture because of these rivers, and the horticulture and this greenery that we have and the beauty that we have, which is appreciated by everybody, is only because of these rivers. So the economy and the cultural life is covered with the water and the ship.
Em Goa existe um sistema de agricultura milenar que no tempo dos portugueses se designava de casanas. Casanas não são mais do que áreas de terra reclamada aos rios e que são protegidas por diques e com portas de água.
If you look at the structure of Goa, the land is very low. It's possible for sea waters to enter inside. And if there is a flood, the waters go right inside. So the lands are very low. So this are maintained by protection.
First documentation of Kazan lands, as we see in literature, the records are in 6th AD. That is the first written documentation of Kazan lands. This is the point which receives water, and it is at a lower level than the line, the Kazan line. And you will see there is all the intricate system of smaller dikes, which are the inner bunds, which are called as inner bunds, and a thick outer bund. Now this is made of the clay from the Kazan fields itself. And also there is a traditional technology which is followed. It prevents the Kazan fields from the riverine water. What happens is, in between they lay a trench, And this trench is filled with the clay, very sticky clay from the agricultural fields itself, from the Khazan lands only. This clay acts as a cementing substance and it holds the two sides together.
या कामांक पयलींपासून म्हाका 50 साडे 5 वर्सां जाली ह्या कामांत घडटा कित्याक ज्या वखदार खावटी पडटा ही म्हणटा सगळें हांव म्हाज्या हातीन तारादा करता लोकांचेर पातयना म्हाज्या हातीन हांव काम करून घेता भायलें पाणी भितर येता म्हणून ताका लागून हें बांदता ह्या वखदार ताका भायल्यान झाडां लायता चिकोल घातलेलो तो होणाळटा ताका लागून ताका भायल्यान झाडां लायता आनी भितर ताका चिकोल घालता.
Khazan farms are monsoon based and during monsoon there are agricultural operations carried. And once after it is harvested, during monsoon there is a ban on fishing in Khazan fields or near sluice gates. As you can see, these are the sluice gates which can be closed and opened automatically with the tidal force. During the high tide they are closed so that the water ingress, the saline water is stopped. It prevents inundation of fields, agricultural fields from saline water.
Além do cultivo do arroz, criam ainda formas naturais de áreas destinadas à piscicultura. São, pois, responsáveis pelos dois alimentos base de Goa, o peixe e o arroz.
Khazan lands, basically the traditional lands, is an integrated agriculture aquaculture system. We see this type of ecosystem, rice and fish cultivation in many parts of not only India but even other parts of South Asia and Southeast Asia. The fish comes for breeding into less saline water. Traditionally, they don't feed anything. They don't give any extra feed, no external feed supplied. When the fish comes, it grows on the paddy straw which is left after the harvest. So that is the fish which grows. So in a way it converts inedible proteins of this straw into edible proteins, fish. And when it is grown and becomes fully adult, it goes back, it migrates back to the sea to be recruited to the adult stock. And it migrates during the dark hours of the night. So that is when the fish is caught. They put a net, bag net near the sluice gate so that the fish which goes to the sea to be recruited is caught. On an average they fish for about 7 hours during the dark hours. In the earlier times, agriculture was the main operation, and fishing started as a revenue to protect the agricultural fields. However, today fishing has become the main source of revenue.
Hoje, sendo a piscicultura economicamente mais rentável, muitas vezes os donos da terra recorrem a métodos menos aconselháveis para criar peixe.
If the ponds are protected by tenant association constantly, then there is not going to have a problem. But here the bunds are not protected because of fishing, because they want to do illegal fishing. Therefore they break the bunds and take the water inside so that they can breed the fish in the field, which is illegal. In spite of this, it goes on.
Khazan technology is clearly one example where you can see that there was comprehensive ecological knowledge among the promoters. Even the mangroves, you will see on the outer side there are mangroves. Mangroves are known to be very productive systems, ecosystems, and they are the breeding and feeding grounds of fish. So you see agriculture, aquaculture, they are also used as salt pans in some areas.
Em 1955-56, mais de 500 explorações mineiras foram concessionadas pelos portugueses às famílias importantes de Goa. Portugal tentava reagir assim ao bloqueio económico que a União Indiana provocava para empurrar os portugueses para fora deste Estado. Esta decisão não só revitalizou a economia de Goa, por esta altura se encontrava decadente, como passou também a marcar uma relação mais ativa de Goa com Portugal. Hoje, a exploração mineira representa 40 a 50% das exportações de Goa. E se em 1954 já se exportava 1 milhão de toneladas de minério, hoje, devido à sua procura, principalmente na China, exportam-se 33 milhões de toneladas de ferro, manganês e bauxite. Se por um lado esta exportação traz prosperidade a este pequeno Estado, por outro afeta não só a fauna marinha como a flora de Goa. How has mining affected our rivers?
Because of mining, the mountain tops have become bare. There are no trees. The trees are cut down. As a result of this, we have got less of rain. Not only that, the mud from those mines, they are changed. They are put in some other places, either in the field or the places which are close to the lakes. Therefore, water bodies are affected. And therefore, in certain mining areas, the drinking water has become a problem. The mine owners are also helping. They are helping the people in a different way, because people want the mining because they get the livelihood. Some people are running the trucks, some are getting the job in the mining company, but ultimately the ecology and environment has taken a toll.
The early Portuguese might have been very brutal and very ferocious in their missionary zeal, imperialistic zeal, but they mellowed after a while. And they built the city of Panjim, for instance, beautiful city. There is no city like this in the whole of India. So the Portuguese had an aesthetic eye. They were ecologically conscious also. They did not spoil our hills, they did not spoil our forests, our land. They had value for it. But what have the Indians done? Very rapidly in the last 5 years in Goa, hills are being stripped bare, construction is coming up everywhere on hilltops, forests are being cleared, green fields are being filled, complete mayhem all over.
The government wants mining, the mine owners wants mining, people want mining, and the people like us who feel that's going to cause a harm to the ecology and the environment, and we are going to kill very hen which is laying the golden eggs, should not be killed. That's what we feel. And actually the mining is needed, environment is needed for the sake of human beings, but if it has to be done in a calculated way. There is mining in other parts of the world, but not much raw is heard of in Britain and other parts of the country. Why only in Goa and some of the places in India?
Western world has realized its excesses, and the Western world has done a much better job now of conserving their environment, where Indians should have learned from the mistakes of the West. You don't repeat the same mistakes, only a fool repeats the mistakes that others make. So what the Portuguese did not do in 450 years, we have successfully accomplished in just the last 5 years.
Today mining is very huge, it's doubled, and so the quantity of mining sediment that's getting into the rivers is in the region of 120,000 tons. That's a bare minimum, it could be more. And it gets in because we are part of an ecological cycle. The rivers are the drainage of Goa. This is the only place in the country which has got 11 rivers. Now God has had some reason for giving us 11 rivers, but it's because of the topography of the land and the way the hydrological cycle works. So the monsoon comes, it hits the Western Ghats. From there it percolates down and goes into the rivers and it goes back to the sea. It's a perfect cycle. Now anything that gets into the cycle gets carried along with that cycle. So we have a rainfall of 120 inches per year, and it comes in 4 months. And anything that's kept in the open, whether it's a pollutant from a factory or whether it's a mining reject or mud removed from mining operations, within those 4 months is going to go into the rivers.